How would you sell someone a tiny Christmas tree? I need a good argument for it. Do you want to buy this?
Not really.
98% of people say this is the best tree to buy.
I'm not other people.
People have been buying tiny Christmas trees for centuries. You should buy this one.
I don't think so.
Ordinary, uninformed people don't usually buy this, but you're smart, so you'll buy it. If you don't buy this Christmas tree, I will harm you.
That's rude.
He's upset about the shortage of Christmas trees, so you should be upset too and buy one. I'm angry now that you won't buy this tree, and it's taking longer than usual to grow miniature trees this year.
That's not my fault.
Tiny Christmas trees are cute, they smell good, they make the air smell like Christmas, and they stay green if you water them. They give you a festive attitude, and people love them. You don't know anything about tiny Christmas trees, so you can't say whether or not buying this tree is good for you.
I don't have a good reason to buy it.
You're so against tiny Christmas trees. I remember that you said they were ugly one time.
No.
And you can't say you won't buy this one because you bought them in the past.
Not really.
That article you read on that one website about how this company makes fake Christmas trees was actually discovered to create false articles about other trees. So you can't trust that website, so you can actually buy this tree. And if you don't have a tiny Christmas tree, you obviously hate Christmas. And you don't want to buy this tiny Christmas tree, so obviously you hate Christmas.
I love Christmas.
If you don't buy this tiny Christmas tree, you won't be able to celebrate the holiday season, and you'll become an old grump and you'll die alone. So if you don't buy this tiny Christmas tree, you'll die alone.
That's not logical.
If you buy this tiny Christmas tree, you'll have a tiny Christmas tree. Those arguments are called logical fallacies. A logical fallacy is a term for a bad argument. Logical fallacies are used quite a lot in everyday conversation, but they're not great ways to get someone to agree with you. When you argue for something, you're trying to sell an idea. In order to sell an idea, you need to get someone to buy or agree with what you're selling or arguing for. An argument is a set of statements designed to support a main statement. With the tiny Christmas tree, you should buy the tiny Christmas tree is the main statement. Every other statement in an argument tries to get the person who doesn't agree with the main statement to agree with it. If you use logical fallacies, bad arguments, like the ones I used for the tiny Christmas tree, the argument loses its logic and isn't easy to accept. Instead, a good argument needs statements the other person can agree with. And the best way to agree with something you haven't agreed with before is to see the logic of it. In order to effectively sell an idea or create a good argument, tell the truth. Share as many facts as you can. And beyond just being passionate about your viewpoint, provide evidence for your claims so someone who might not agree with you can see why your claims should be taken seriously. Try not to rely on how you feel about the argument to sell your argument. Instead, try to figure out why someone else should feel the way that you do. If you ask yourself, why do I feel that my side of the argument is correct? What are the reasons for holding that belief? Often those reasons are logical, and they can be pretty great ways to explain your point of view. The ability to create a good argument is an incredibly valuable skill. It teaches you to think critically and logically about what you stand for, then actually stand for it. Crafting good arguments isn't about picking fights. It's about communicating your ideas and opinions and showing why those ideas and opinions are good. And if you ever need to sell a tiny Christmas tree, you'll need a good argument. Tiny Christmas trees can actually be a really good idea because they're less expensive, so they can fit any budget. And they're so small, you can fit them in tight spaces, or you could even put them on a table, like that.
I'll take it.